for this Zoom. If you are on here, drop in the comments when you started and how long you were, just or how long you've been in the business. That it would be awesome. We're so excited to chat with you guys tonight. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear from all of the amazing leaders. Started Friday, 3 years, started in June, started April 29th, March 2 days ago, March 2 years, 3 months ago, 9 months, 2 days. I love it. So we have a big a birth, just its second anniversary, almost 4 years. That's crazy, Liz. 4 months. 2 years next week. Crazy, that's flown by. Alexis, almost 2 years. Oh my gosh. Today, I'm so proud of you, Lisa, for hopping on. You just joined today. That's so amazing. So we have just an incredible group of women that are going to help kind of support you in this process, but we're also wanting to kind of refresh and get back to basics. Drop a 1 in the comments if you feel like with everything going on in the world, you could just use like some good refreshers of like, okay, let's get everything back to the basics, because sometimes it feels like we have overcomplicated this business when it's not that complicated, right? And so I have some incredible people on here with me that are going to share some tips. So Tay, I'm going to start with you, and I just want you to share a little bit of like a 20-second thing of where you were, what the business has done for you, and what are a couple things you wish you knew when you started?
Okay, what's up, you guys? Welcome. First of all, if you guys are brand new, hi. I'm a presidential diamond here in St. Louis, Missouri. I got started with the business about 5 years ago. I think I just had my 5-year anniversary, so 5 years. And I was in nursing school when I started. I gained 30 pounds, and I had lots of credit card debt, lots of student loan debt, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. It was pretty tight. I put all my essentials on credit cards. I would skip bills. It was just bad money management and no idea what I was doing, living on my own, trying to figure it out. I got started just not really thinking I would do this long term. I was going to be a nurse, and I thought, once I became a nurse, my life would be easy, money would be fine, and life just did not work out like that for me. I actually failed my nursing test, and I couldn't start working as a nurse right away. And I at that point in time, like, this business was just in my line of vision way before I knew I needed it, and it totally saved me when I wasn't able to work as a nurse. But flash forward, now I'm retired as a nurse at 25. I've been able to pay off lots of debt. I give back anytime I want every month, which is such a huge blessing. We're saving for a house. We were able to buy, our cars in cash. And so it's just been such a huge blessing. And yeah, that's just a little bit about my story.
I love it. So give a tip to somebody who started today.
Okay.
I know there's so many, but what's the first thing that gut punch to your belly?
Be okay with like getting told no. I think that's the biggest thing. I was so afraid of being rejected when I started that it almost held me back in the beginning, because I was afraid to reach out to people. I was afraid to put content out there. I was afraid of what everyone was going to think of me doing this crazy thing. And so I just kind of like didn't put myself out there in the beginning of my business. So be okay with putting yourself out there, and don't be afraid to get told no. Okay. I've had so many people tell me no in the beginning of my business that watched me for years and now are on my team, are now my customers, and understand that no really just means not right now. Okay. Their life literally months. And then they're going to be knocking on your door after they're pregnant, and they're like, hey, do you still have that stretch mark cream? Because your girl got stretch marks. So you just don't take offense if people tell you no. It's not a big deal, okay? They're not holding a gun to your head. You're going to be fine. You're going to find your people. Abundant mindset is the biggest thing. Like, don't think because one person tells you no that there's not a single other person out there that's going to tell you yes. So just get that engraved in your brain right now, okay? There's lots of people out there that need this.
That's so good too. And I think that so a couple people said that's where I am now, and that they're terrified. And the thing is that it's so normal to feel scared. Okay. But just because you feel scared doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Okay. And don't let that fear control you. You can still feel the fear and do it anyways. That's what we all did. It wasn't like we were all like, oh, well, we're not scared. It was like, no, we're scared. Oh, okay. She told me no. Did I die? Okay, cool. No, I'm all right. And like, you just learn piece by piece how amazing this business is, because you get into this amazing community of women, and then you start finding like, okay, this is really something that other people are going to want and need and want to be a part of. And I have something that people have that I have my hands on something that people are going to want. And Emily put it in the comments, but there, if you search on YouTube, go for no, there's a whole book, audio book that's read to you. And it's amazing. It's perspective on no's and how you should go for the no. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something. It's so good. And it is something that will change your perspective on how you look at no's, and just realizing that every no is one step closer to a yes. So I love that tip. Okay, Gabs, you're next. Hi, sister.
Hi. Oh my gosh.
Okay, share like a 20-second snippet of your story and then your best tip for a newbie.
Okay, cool. So, hi guys, my name is Gabby. I'm 26 years old. And I've been in for 2.5 years. I joined because I was literally living paycheck to paycheck, working in corporate America, 70 hours a week, and with no way to get ahead. Eating cereal for dinner, working on the weekends. I just didn't know what I was going to do. And I hated being an adult. I didn't understand how people did it. And then a girlfriend of mine reached out and she was like, hey, I have something for you. I think you'd be amazing at it. You guys, I didn't even know how to put a story on Instagram. But I jumped in because I literally didn't see any other way to be able to pay for gas, groceries, and to get my nails done. And so I jumped in head first. And 2.5 years later, I'm triple diamond and I'm living my best life. I have a dog, I have a condo, I have lived in Chicago for the past 4 years. And this business has not only helped me not have to worry about money anymore, but it's also brought me my best friends on the planet. So my tip for you guys is to dive in headfirst. And you'll hear this all the time and you're probably going to get sick of it, but be ignorance on fire. Nobody knows what they're doing when they join this business. Literally, we all start from square one. None of us have any experience. Like I said, I didn't even know how to use Instagram. And now I have a team and a business completely ran from social media that's paying for my apartment and my dog and my bills and all the things as I'm working a full-time job, you guys. So dive in, be okay with not being super comfortable. Okay. If you don't know the answer, if you don't know what a product does, ask your upline. We have amazing people on this team. I'm biased. I think we're the best team in the company, but that's beside the point. Our trainings are amazing. Our pages are amazing. If you want the information, go and get it and don't be afraid to ask. So that's my tip.
I love it. And I think asking is so important. Asking is so important because sometimes we wait for people to come to us and check on how we are. Right? I don't want to bother her. If I check in with her, I know Courtney still does it all the time. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, stop saying you're sorry. I'm not even going to say stop saying you're sorry anymore because you should already know by now that you shouldn't be sorry. Okay. And so I think that sometimes we wait on people to save us, right? We become like a damsel in distress and we're like, oh, we're just going to wait for somebody to come save us. And it's like, nobody's coming to save you, but we're all here as resources. I always say the tool is only as good as its user, right? And so if you're not using the tools, which are the people who have been successful in this business and have a proven track record of success to help show you, then you're not taking advantage of everything that's in your toolbox, right? And don't let any tool go to waste. And so that's such a good tip, Gabs. I love just diving in head first and really not trying to figure out how so much, but just doing it, right? Okay, Cami, I'm going to come to you. Share a little bit about your story and then your biggest tip.
Okay, I am Cami. I'm 23 years old. I've been in the business since I was 21. I was a full-time nursing student and worked full-time at a hospital. I just want a little bit of extra money. Hey, girl, I just want a little extra money to, live my best life, be bougie, travel the world, all that kind of stuff, pay off debt. And I was really skeptical, ghosted Kelsey for probably a month or two, and then decided to jump in. But I was actually probably the opposite of a lot of you guys. When I jumped in, I like ran because I knew once I jumped in that I was ready for this. But my biggest tip would be kind of like bouncing off of what Kelsey said. Oh, well, I guess I've been in the business, almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And I'm a triple diamond, which is pretty cool. My biggest tip, like Kel said, would be to ask a lot of questions. I love it. It sounds really crazy, but I love it when my newbies like blow up my phone and are constantly asking questions. Like, even if you just asked a question, and you have another question, send me that message. Constantly be asking. Don't be afraid to ask. And if the person that you're asking questions to, your upline isn't, getting back to you, find somebody else that you can ask questions to, there's so many good places for resources. So don't give up, but also take quitting right now, tonight, decide that you're going to take quitting off the table, because that's probably the one and only thing that saved me the most. Is I've never even thought about the opportunity or the option of quitting this, because I knew that if I did quit this, I was just going to go back to my old life, which either way, that still sucked and I didn't want to go back to it no matter what, right? But if the possibility that this could help me change my life, do something, that was enough for me, and I was willing to run towards it. I'm 23, I'm retired, I'm about to move to California. I work completely from my phone now. Always going to want to learn about this business, constantly be wanting to learn, and promise you'll be more successful than you can even imagine.
I love it. It's so good. Sorry if my internet just cut out. And so if it keeps cutting out, is my internet cutting out? I'm so sorry. Okay. Hi. Am I frozen? I'm still here. Okay, Ashley, your internet I know is a little shaky too because you're moving in slow motion, but I'm still gonna call on you, Ashley Harper, and ask you to share a little bit about your story and share.
Hi guys, I'm Ashley Hall. I started 2.5 years ago. When I first joined, I was is it really slow? I see Kelsey laughing in slow motion right now, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll keep going. When I joined, I was going through a divorce. My son was 2 and my daughter was only 4 months old. I was going through a divorce. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't know how I was going to support my kids on my own. And so I was cashing change, put gas in my car. A week before I joined, I jumped into this. 3 months in, I was able to I'm from New York. I lived in Atlanta at the time, and I was able to move to North Carolina, start renting a house before my ex-husband was even giving child support. And that was that really set it out for me, where I saw what I could do with the business. I saw what this business can do for my life. And I just stayed so coachable. And so I know when I first joined, I was more I don't want to post before and afters. I don't want to do this and that. And when Kelsey was here, do this, here, post this, I was okay, I want to be where she is. I'm just going to go with what she's doing and just watch so many training videos. But my biggest tip would be to get people on the phone. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to ask them to get on the phone. And so I have been implementing that more with my team. Sorry guys. One of my girls, Natalie, she has been she's turning into this mass DT enroller because she has been getting people on the phone like crazy. Because and what happens is I'll get on the phone with her, and so doing those 3-way calls is a game changer. like just telling people your story, sharing that business and letting them feel your energy through the phone. Like I still will get Kelsey on the phone with me sometimes, but it makes you not as nervous to get people on the phone when you know that you have someone else getting on with you. So asking your upline, if someone's a teacher and you know a teacher in the business, like we are all here to help you, whether we're your upline or your sideline or downline, whatever. If you know someone that will connect well with that other person, just getting them on the phone. And just having that third person on doesn't make it as scary for you, because you kind of will just listen to what they're saying, and then you'll be able to do the calls eventually on your own.
I love it. That's one of my favorite things to do, is get people on the phone. You guys, think about this, okay? And sorry if I'm frozen. I feel very self-conscious because somebody said screenshot my face. So now I'm like, oh, which frame is it going to freeze in? This one? Like, I don't know. But anyways, so one of my favorite things to do is to get people on the phone, because think about it this way, you guys. What if we didn't do these Zooms? We just posted in the page. It's so different. It's so different, right? Because when you're on the Zooms, you can feel the energy. You get excited with the people who are excited. Yes, I can only use so many freaking exclamation points when I make a post. You can't feel my energy. You can't feel people's energy through text messages. And so when you're doing it, and you're on the phone and you're sending a voice message, they can feel that energy through the phone. So don't underestimate the power of getting on the phone with people, letting them hear their voice and connecting with them. This business is about who can build the best connections. Who can build the best connections? And you are going to save so much time and so much hand cramping if you get people on the phone, because texting can only go so far. Some people just need that connection. Drop a 1 in the comments if you are like a yellow, or you're very like hands-on and you need to see people talk, like you need to hear them. Like if you are that way and you are like, okay, that's me, like I need to understand that. So for me, I wouldn't ever join the business if I never had talked to Aaron on the phone. I never would have, because how much easier is it to say no to somebody when you're just like texting them? Like, I'm actually not even going to say no, I'm just not going to respond. Okay. So you're giving them this simple option versus letting them hear your energy and just saying like, oh my gosh, this person is like so normal. They're actually pretty cool. Like we could even be friends. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so maybe if she's doing the business, then I can too. So it allows them to connect with you personally. So I love that tip, Ash. So good. Okay, Tracy Joe, where are you? If we're on the streak of bad internet, I'm just gonna go ahead and have you go. No, I'm just kidding. I love you. Yeah. And your internet.
Yeah, grab me now. I think it's working. Hi guys, I'm Tracy Joe Rose. I'm a 52-year-old grandma, nurse. I was a travel nurse when I started this business. I've been in the business. It'll be 2 years next week. I'm so freaking excited because it feels like it was yesterday. So when I started this business, I'm a triple. And I went really quick, and that was probably my biggest. I just ran hard, but I want to tell you guys what my tip is for you guys. I didn't run hard in the beginning. I didn't. When I signed, I told the girl I was a kidnapper. I just wanted the coffee. I was not going to sell a damn thing. I wasn't. And then I started to see the results, and I thought, well, I'm not going to talk about it. I was afraid of what my friends would think about me. I was afraid of what they would, that they would judge me and stuff. But then I started to change. I started to feel better. I started to feel confident. So 2 months in, now I'm going to start talking about it, sharing it, really. I would have been further ahead if I just jumped in when she told me and shared their results, shared Megan's results and Taylor's results, and said, man, I cannot wait to see my own results. I wish I had done that. That was my biggest mistake. And the other mistake, my other second mistake, so I'm just sharing mistakes here, is I didn't listen to them for the first 2 months. I worked night shift. I missed the Zooms. I didn't bother to watch recordings. I didn't need to hear about it because I knew what I was, I just thought I'd figure it out myself. I was just going to figure it out myself. That was the other biggest mistake. When I started listening to their trainings, paying attention, getting on the group pages, and doing the things that they told me to do that I thought was crazy, that is when I hit diamond. That's when I went double diamond. That's when I went triple in self-development. All these things they tell us all the time, that you're sitting there going, oh man, it's just, I can't post that. We're not telling you because we don't have anything else better to do. We're telling you because we learned from the same way. We started exactly where you guys did. Exactly where you guys did. We know exactly the struggles. So when I don't hear from my DTs, they're not messaging me, they can't be working because they've got to have questions. I love to hear from them because it actually makes me laugh inside because I'm like, girl, I've been there. I'm so glad you asked me. I've been there. Let me help you. So that is my biggest tip. It's just feed into what we're showing you at least the first 30 days. Give it all you got. And then if you're still not getting what you think you're not getting and you want to do it your own way, then so be it. But man, those first 30 days are the most crucial. That's when we're going to help you get those 6 customers. That's what you want, is those 6 customers to get that shopping spree. And I can guarantee you every leader on here is going to do everything possible to help you guys do that. I will honestly get on any 3-way call with anybody on this Zoom that has a potential DT. Because I guarantee you, I've got so much passion when I get them on the phone, they will be joining or buying every product I have. I guarantee it. That's how I got my DTs today. I didn't want to text. I didn't have time to text. I said, let me call you. And when they hear that passion, run with passion. Just be confident. Even if you're not confident, be confident. We'll be confident for you. We'll help you and we'll back you to be confident. So even if you think you don't know what to say, we're going to give it to you. So you're good. You're good. You're in good hands here. And I could keep rambling, so you better stop me or cut my internet out or something.
No, that was so good. Your internet held up, man. I'm proud of your internet. All drama too for Tracy's internet holding up. Let's go. Wi-Fi. Okay. Thank you so much. That was really good. I seriously love what you said, because I think that so often we forget how simple it is, and just to jump in and do it and just to say what's next, right? Because it's like, okay, we did what they told us to do, but what's next? And then nobody asks what's next. We just wait, right? But also it's so important to be a product of the product. So important. The only reason Tracy sold anything is because she used the products. Okay, if you aren't using the products, how do you know that it's actually going to work? How can you say it with confidence and conviction? The only reason we can is because we all have results and we're still getting them. We're still getting them because our bodies change. Okay, welcome to being a woman. To all you women on here. Okay, it's not fun. It's like yo-yo dieting. Sometimes my body feels like Oprah. I'm like, what is happening? Okay, but it's fine because you're always gonna have room for improvement and ways to get more results. Okay, Courtney Brown, I'm coming to you. I want you to share a little bit about your story and share a tip on here because you've been killing it with DTs. Just charted yourself diamond, going for double diamond. Share a story. Share your story real quick and a tip.
So I am 23 years old and I joined 4 months ago, and like Kelsey said, charted for diamond as of like Friday or Saturday, I think. And I was working full-time in April when I joined at the Department of Child Services. So I joined because I was just like tired of like missing so much with my family, with my husband and my son. And so I was like, I need to find something to where like I'm not missing all of these like important family things. So I joined. A month later, I left my full-time job. I just like had enough of it. And I guess my biggest tip is going to be like consistency with the 6 list. Like Tracy was saying, like things that we're like explaining and like showing you is because there's results from it. Like it's working. And so that like the consistency with following the 6 list, like it's so crucial to your business. So I think that would be like my biggest tip is just staying consistent with it. And following that 6 list every day, posting to your story, messaging, following up, all of those things. It's so crucial. So
yeah. And just to touch on that, because there's been times, in the 4 months that we've been, working together, that you've been like, is this working? Like, I don't see the results as fast as I want, right? And drop a 3 in the comments if you felt that way. If you have felt like I'm doing the work, okay, I did the 6 list one day. Where are all my customers and distributors? Oh, I did it 2 days in a row. Where are all my customers and distributors? Oh, I did it 3 days in a row. And you can feel like you're doing all of it for nothing until a promotion like this comes out, or until some new product drops, or until you have a list that's so long and you're signing people left and right. You know, like Courtney, she signed 3 people today, 3 or 4 people today. I don't even know how many did you sign today. 4 people.
4.
Yeah, okay, my bad. Sorry. 4 people today. And so it's just, but it's from her consistency. That's why she's saying it. Not because every day she's getting results, but because she's seeing the results. It comes in spurts, right? Can you speak on that for a second?
Yeah, and like even to spin off of that, so I remember like 3 or 4 weeks after I joined, I was like, Kelsey, like nobody wants to join, like nobody, like I'm getting a bunch of customers, but nobody wants to enroll as a distributor. Like what in the world is going on? And I remember like right after that conversation with her, she kind of spoke on a prayer Zoom one morning. And touched on like if I was to get to where I like was talking about wanting to be, was I gonna really be ready for that? And that like was like, oh my gosh. And I like evaluated myself and I was like, no. And like looking back, if I had 20 people then on my team, I would have been like, Kelsey, I don't know what I'm doing. Like take this from me because I'm lost. And so like even just evaluating that, like where you can get to where you want to be. It's just that consistency and just evaluating yourself and knowing that you're truly ready. Like God is not going to give you something that you're not ready for, because it's going to turn into a giant disaster. So even just knowing that too, and just being consistent and keep going, because you're going to get to where you want to be.
Yes, I love that. I love that so much. So good. That's such a good tip. Okay, let's see. Presley. Hi, Presley. Hi.
Is she gonna call me? I should I mentally prepare myself for this year?
Yeah, you're here. You're here for it. Okay, share a little bit about your story and a quick tip.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Presley. 29. I'm actually gonna be 30 in 7 days. I'm going crazy. So I have 2 kids, 4 and 2-year-old. I joined a year and a half ago. So my oldest, I had a 2 and a 5-month-old. Basically, I was at rock bottom. Just life was just crappy. Relationship was crappy. Struggling super hard. I had to go back to work, and my youngest was only 3 weeks old. So going back to work in a restaurant. Basically, I just reached out to Kelsey. I'm like, okay, so what do I have to do to join? Like, I don't know what else to do. I had no other choice. Fell in love with the products, fell in love with the business. But my biggest tip would definitely be consistency. I know if I could literally burn this into your brain, I would, because I always beat myself up from the beginning. Just stay consistent. It's going to be such a huge thing for you. Like it might not sound believable, but if you just continually just do the things every single day and try not to get overwhelmed, even though you will get overwhelmed, because I still do, and I've been going through it. And I kind of have another tip too, but just be coachable. Listen to your uplines, because I mean, they've gone through it. Anything that you can think of, anything that I swear, anything I'm going through, someone is saying the same thing. Anytime you get on a team Zoom, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is literally what I'm going through. So just listen to your upline, be coachable, be consistent, and just keep pushing through it. I think
I love it. I love that tip.
I was trying to talk really fast. I was like,
no, that was perfect. Because I think that so often one of my favorite quotes is, if the devil can isolate us, he can influence us. And so often we isolate ourselves, right? Because we feel like, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing good enough. This isn't right. I stink at this business. I'm not good at this business. Nobody wants this. And we start telling ourselves this stuff because we're alone. But if you go and you say, hey, I'm feeling this way, they're like, wow, that's really normal. You know that everybody goes through that? And you're like, wait, I'm not that weird. Not weird for feeling unworthy of any of this. I'm not weird for beating myself up because I feel like I didn't get enough done. I'm not weird for whatever. Like, no, we're still doing it. Okay. All the people that you just heard talk, we still go through the self-love battle self-critical battle every single day of like, how much is too much? Like, are we pushing ourselves? Are we not? Like, it's just, we will consistently go through it because we all desire to be better people. Okay. And so just know that you are going to go through times when you feel like, I'm not doing enough. I stink at this business. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of having this team. It's me and I can't do it. And I can't. It's like, you're not alone. You are not the only person who feels that way. You are not called to be perfect. Okay. And that to me is the biggest tip that I want to tell all of y'all on here for any newbie. You do not have to be perfect to be successful at this business. You don't. But what you have to do is you have to keep getting back on the horse. Oh, you had a crappy day? Cool. Me too. Next. Oh, you didn't get as many messages out? Cool. Me neither. Next. Oh, your post wasn't perfect and nobody liked it? You got 1 like on it? Oh, cool. Me too. That happened to me the other day. Cool. I understand. Okay. Like, it's okay to not know everything, to not be perfect, and to not get it all right from the jump. I know for me, I like to be good at whatever I do. I expect myself to, I have really high standards. And I'm not saying that you lower your standards, but what I'm telling you is that it will not serve you in this business to seek perfection. It will not serve you. It will only harm you. So always seek progress over perfection. If you are getting better today than you were yesterday, you are winning in this business. If you showed up, you are winning for your business. And I think that that is what I want to say, because you don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. We are not perfect. People are successful, but we show up more than we don't. We show up when we don't feel like it. We show up when it's inconvenient. And like Courtney and Press were saying, is it's important to understand that it takes 21 days for something to become a habit. And so when you first jump into this business, you are like, wait, I didn't get an extra hour a day. There's not 25 hours in the day now for me to work this business. Oh, that's weird, because I don't have any more time. Okay. But here's the thing. Just fit it in, and you're going to have to adjust and pivot and rotate and be like, oh, that worked. And you're going to think you have it all figured out and your whole life figured out for a week until something happens, like a pandemic. And then you're going to think you have it all figured out during the pandemic until something happens, like a civil rights movement. And then you're going to think you have it all figured out after that until something else happens, like sex trafficking, like all this information. Like, there's so many things that are going to come up, and life doesn't stop for anybody, and it doesn't stop when you're in this business. But what happens is that you get better, is that you learn to understand that I don't have to be perfect, but I need to show up. And people need me to show up. My future self, the person that I joined this business for, you joined this business now, but you joined it in hopes of being a better you, of becoming a better version of you, to make extra money for your family, right? And so those things still matter. And remind yourself of that every day. You don't have to be perfect, but your focus on your why has to be there. It has to be there, right? Because if you're a mom, listen, you ain't perfect, bro. You yell at your kids. No matter how holy and godly you feel like you are, you yell at your kids. You get frustrated with your kids. You have to take deep breaths with your kids, okay? But does that mean that you still shouldn't show up and be their parent? No. It just means you're learning together, just like in this business. I'm not perfect. Your upline isn't perfect. You're not perfect. We're in it learning together. Okay. Annie, I'm going to call on you because I see you're by your computer right now. So I know, I think you're like cooking dinner or something, but I want you to kind of share a little bit about your story in like 20 seconds, and then a tip for a newbie.
All right. Hey y'all, I'm Annie. I joined this business after I separated with the military. I had a lot of debt. We were just moving to Hawaii. Yeah, I needed this business. If it wasn't for Kelsey's call, I would have never joined. And My biggest tip is to be the face of your business. So like if you have trouble going live, start taking like pre-recordings of yourself and posting it on your story, because even though you can get them on a phone call, like the fact that they can come on your platform, on your page, and see you speaking life into like whatever products or how the business is going to change your life, like that really worked out for me. In 6-7 months I hit double, so that was like pretty huge. And yeah, that's my biggest thing, is be the face of your business, be loud and proud, and just be confident. And if you need confidence, come my way and I will hype you up.
I love it. I love it. That's so good. And yes, be the face of your business. Show your face every single day. It's important. That's so important because people are buying you, not just the product or the business. Okay, Megan Carter, I'm coming to you, sister friend. Just share a little bit about your story and a tip for a newbie.
Hey guys, okay, so my name's Megan. I am 30 years old. Ooh, yeah. And I'm a single mom. I started this business 5 years ago and it has been amazing. Lots of ups, lots of downs, but that is the importance of this business, to know that you will have this, but you will overcome them. The object of this game is those who win are the people who never give up. And so you'll always be growing every single day. This business has allowed me to, as a single mom, move out of my parents' house, be able to buy a brand new car, be able to pay off some of my student debt. This year I'll be 100% debt free, and I'm in the process right now of buying my first house on my own as a single mom, you guys. So anything can happen in this business as long as you stay focused and you've got yourself a plan, which is what Kelsey was talking about, the why. My tip is sending screenshots or getting your upline or the person who's above you. And if it's not the person who signed you up, find somebody else who's above you, who's been in longer, and get them in a 3-way chat. So one or the other, either send your enroller screenshots of conversations. Let us help you with those conversations, especially in the beginning, because think about it, especially if you're newer in this business, it's not a normal thing. Like you don't go up to somebody and be like, so you want to lose 40 pounds? Let me give you the gist. Like that's not a normal conversation to have. Or like, you want to make some extra money from your phone? That's not a normal conversation. So we're here to help you with those conversations, get into the flow of things, and be able to get the flow of how we talk and how to have those conversations better. And then like this part 2 of that is just when a leader, or you see it in a chat, or maybe it's in a Facebook page, or maybe it's a one-on-one that you're having with an upline, if they're giving you, like, we call them scripts, or I call them guides, things that have helped us in the past of like having conversations with people, copy and paste those to the notes of your phone so you can use it for a later. I wish somebody would have told me that in the very beginning, because many times I'd be in the exact same conversation with a different person that I just had with like somebody else. And I'd have to be like, okay, what did I just say? And if you just save them to the notes of your phone, you're going to have them saved. And then also you can even like download an app called Wordboard, and you can do what's called a text replacement. You can Google that so you know what that is. And it makes life so much easier. But also just know, as a leader to you, I always say, and hopefully this will stick with you, we're your leader, not your mind reader. So you have to communicate with us, and communicating is like number one in this business. Whether you're having a bad day, a good day, you sign a distributor, you're feeling discouraged, whatever it is, the more communication you have with us, the better we can help you and guide you to the success. And I always say that it's not ironic that the people who ask the most questions are the people who go higher in the company, because you're communicating with each other and you're creating that friendship and that relationship, and then you're able to grow. So
yes, so good. Screenshots are so crucial. Sometimes people will be like, hey, this person asked me this, and I'm gonna have to be like, send me the screenshot, because I just don't know the context that it's in. I don't know what you said previously. It saves so much time when you just send a screenshot instead of trying to reword the whole conversation, because then they can kind of catch up to where you're at and what you've already gone over and done. Jessica Bean, I'm calling on you, sister friend. I want you to share a little bit about your story and share a tip.
Hey y'all, I'm Jess. So I've been in the business, it'll be 3 years in September. I am a full-time nurse. I'm now a full-time student because I'm crazy, and I'm a mama and a wife. So hi Presley, I miss you. My biggest tip, and this is something that I've just started getting really comfortable with doing, is being 100% authentic. Y'all, I got on Facebook Live today looking like this. I'm still sweaty from my day at work. My day at work today, it was literally 80 degrees inside the building. Jackson was in the background banging on the blinds. I don't even think he had on clothes. I don't know. There was just chaos happening. Like, put yourself out there at your ugliest. I think it's been said already, people are buying you, they're not buying your product. So if you're getting on and you look like a hobo 3 out of 7 days of the week, people are going to relate to you because nobody walks around looking like a model all day, every day. Get cute, take your cute pictures so that people actually don't think you're homeless, and then they're not going to believe you that this stuff works, but just be yourself, okay? It's hard. It's scary, but I've had people message me and be like, girl, thank you for just getting on there and being ridiculous. Like, thank you for being loud and making noises and not looking perfect. Like, I needed to see that because it gave me confidence. So just be.
Oh, I hope it comes back. Did it freeze for everybody? Okay. Well, if she comes back, I'll let her finish. But I love that tip. Being authentic is so, oh, here you are. Hi. I think you're about to say be authentic. Like we went out.
Oh yeah, my internet just went out. I was just saying, like, be authentic all the time. If not, you're really gonna start wasting time just trying to be perfect, and you're gonna get so caught up in your head, and it's gonna throw you off. So
Yeah. So true. I always say, like, I feel like I read this somewhere and it's like so true. I feel like I have all these little tornadoes going around in my head of like all the stuff that I'm supposed to do and all the things that I'm supposed to do and like how the posts I'm supposed to make and the messages I'm supposed to send. And like, if we can literally just like take a second and just take a deep breath and just do it instead of thinking about it so much, it becomes so much smaller. So I love that so much. Hi, Kayla. I'm going to call on you, sister friend. I see you over there sitting in the dark, Kayla Hagman. Where are you? Hi. Why are you in the dark?
What's up? I don't know. Okay, my light like does not shine bright and it's behind me, so I literally look. I was just like,
I'm wondering there, like, is she over there lighting candles because the power went out? I'm confused.
I'm like over here like doing a seance, just like listening to you guys, praying over my business.
Literally trying to hide out in the corner, but I love it. So, can you kind of share a tad bit about your story and then your biggest tip for a newbie?
Yes. So I've been in the business for 3 years now. And I am a double diamond. A little bit about my story. Before it works, I was working 2 jobs. I was working a 9 to 5 in downtown Chicago, and then nights and weekends I was working in a tanning salon. And I don't know why I decided to join when I was so busy, but you guys, I hate when potentials or when people who are in and their distributors tell me that they're too busy. Because I know it's hard to relate now because I have a very different life and schedule. But when I first started, you guys, I was up at 4:35 a.m. and I didn't get home until 10:30, 11 p.m. every single day. There was not a day off for me every single day. And I joined this business and I started and, you know, I worked my way up. And it's also too, I love to tell new people, it's okay if y'all have a slower start. Because I know sometimes you hear people's stories. They're like, oh, in 30 days I went diamond, or in like 1 week I signed a customer. You guys, it's okay if that is not your story, because I didn't sign my first customer until 3 weeks in, and it was my grandma. Shout out. And I didn't sign a distributor until 2 months in, and I didn't go Ruby until 8 months in. So it's okay if you have a slower start, because I know so many people put a timeline on their success and they say, okay, if I go diamond in 30 days, I'm going to quit. Well, let me tell you something. You might as well quit now, because you're already thinking of quitting. Your brain goes, okay, well, she's going to quit. So you're actually going to subconsciously stop yourself from hitting your goals, because you're telling yourself already, if I don't do this by X amount of time, I'm going to quit. And I hate to tell you guys, but I know for a fact that the success in your business is not going to be on the timeline you think it's going to be on. I promise you. Because if that were the case, I would have quit a long time ago, because I literally joined and I wrote in our like team page, hey guys, like my name's Kayla, I'm going to go diamond in 30 days. That did not happen. And that post is still in there somewhere and I should find it because it's so sad. But it's okay. It's okay to make those goals and reach high and reach for the stars. But just know it's also okay if it doesn't happen. And that doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't mean that your business is shit. It doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed. It just means it's not right now. And also, too, looking back, noticing why I didn't promote when I thought I was ready to promote was because I actually wasn't ready, you guys. And when I first started, I thought self-development was like, I didn't really believe in self-development. You know, I don't know what number we're on, but drop a 3 in the comments if you were like me when you heard this word self-development and you're like, how is reading books going to make me money? How is doing this really truly going to help my business? Because I thought the same thing. And I would go and I'd be like, I would listen to these YouTube videos and I'm like, what are these girls talking about? I don't know how this is going to help me make my millions that I'm trying to make. But what I realized was it was more about the money mindset, you guys. You have to go in with a money mindset because so many of us, and me included before this business, I was on that bi-weekly schedule. I was on the schedule of, okay, I clock in at 9, I clock out at 5. I make $14 an hour and I get paid X amount every 2 weeks. And that's all I knew. And so when you get into this business and you see people who are making what I made in a year, in a month, you can't wrap your head around it. And so I had to physically expand my money mindset in order to grow in this business because I couldn't fathom making $10,000 a month. I couldn't fathom making $15,000 a month. When I first started, I couldn't even fathom making $6,000 a month. It seemed outlandish. It seemed so crazy to me. So if you're someone where you're stuck or you're looking at all these people and they're being successful and you're asking yourself, why have I not promoted yet? Why am I not there? It's because you haven't been called to be there yet because you haven't made the necessary work on yourself and on your mindset in order to get there. And so that is my biggest tip as a new person is work on your mindset. And I know when you're first starting, you're going to be like, this self-development, I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to start. Reach up to your upline, reach out to other leaders, ask them what they're reading because success leaves clues, you guys. Ask Kelsey, what is she reading? Ask Alyssa, what is she reading? Ask Erin, what is she reading? Because that's how you're going to get to where they're at by doing what they do, especially with self-development. And Kelsey, especially, you guys, utilize her because she is the queen of self-development. She's always coming up with new ideas and new phrases. And Cami too, she's awesome at with verses and things in the Bible and stuff like that. Same with Kelsey. But those two women, I mean, their self-development is insane. So utilize them. Utilize that self-development and grow your money mindset because you will not get to where you want to go in this business if you do not expand that money mindset. So that's my biggest tip.
That was so good. Not just because you complimented me, because I appreciate that, but that was really good.
You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding.
I think sometimes that we get intimidated by self-development because it feels like it's a big thing, and it's not. All it is really getting yourself in the right mind frame. And for me, it started not even by reading books. It started by listening to successful people because I realized that if somebody was successful in this business, then they were making free videos about it. Why the heck was I not watching them? Because I started watching Jade and I remember thinking, this girl makes $80,000 a month and she's still buying her clothes at Walmart. I can mess with this girl. Okay. And I was like, just listening to her and she was just talking normal, sharing tips about what she was doing. And it made it so much more real. And so it might not be, you might feel like, you know what, I'm not ready to read a book. And that's okay. Meet yourself where you're at. Stop trying to say, oh, well, I need to go from reading 0 books in the last 5 years to reading 12 books in one day. Okay, no, we ain't doing that. You're setting yourself up for failure. So meet yourself where you're at and say, you know what? I'm going to start by watching some of these introductory YouTube videos, by pouring into some of the videos that people have posted on the page. 2020 Focus Group has these every day. Let me say it again. Every day. Every day. Y'all have no excuses. You have no excuses for why you literally can't click Facebook, type 2020 Focus, and click that on YouTube. YouTube has made me all of the money. Okay. I'm being honest. Like YouTube has literally made me all the money. And I think that like that is such an underrated resource because so many people are like waiting on their upline and complaining about my upline didn't do this or my upline didn't do this, but everything you need to know is on YouTube. And so if we can get resourceful and say, you know what, I really need to figure out how I can sign some more distributors. Wow, go to a couple of your favorite leaders in the business. I bet you they have a couple of videos on YouTube about signing distributors. And I don't care if they're 5 or 6 years old because they're still relevant. They're still relevant. I still go back and watch Jade Hooper's signing LCs, LC convo and sealing the deal once a month. Straight up, once a month, because I can overcomplicate it. And so her YouTube, Jade Hooper's YouTube channel is so good. Tay just put her name in the comments. If you don't follow it, go follow it. I will swear by her. Alexis Bidwell, I'm calling on you next. So get ready, sister friend. Hi. Can you hear me?
Hi.
I want you to share a little bit about your story and a quick tip for a newbie.
Okay. My name's Alexis. I am 27. I have 2 kiddos. It's going to be 5 months tomorrow and 4. And married, still work full time, all that stuff. If I can share a good tip with you guys, it would be to leave excuses at the door. This is a motto that's been my mantra since March. And when I had my daughter, like God hit me in the gut and told me like, you are missing out on so much. You need to stop making excuses. You're not happy at your job. You're not happy in life. You need to do something to get yourself out. So I have been pushing so hard to get to where I need to go in order to be able to come home to my kids. And literally every single day I could think of A through Z, all the excuses on why I can't make this business a priority, but I do. I don't go to bed until I get my stuff done. I don't lay my head on that pillow. When I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I need to accomplish every day. And if I can give a tip for any of you guys, it's just make this a priority and just don't let your excuses get in the way.
I love that. That is so good. Because I think so often, I love when you said is you know what you need to do every day. Okay. Wow. Can we just get an amen for some clarity? If y'all do not know what you need to do every day, we need clarity, right? Because some of us wake up and we're like, we're going to work today. And it's like, well, what do? We forget. And what we're supposed to be doing. And so make it really clear about what you need to be doing that day. Make a plan. The task list at 2020 Focus is at the top every single day. If you feel like you're getting lost in the scroll, or if you're getting lost in like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, I really don't even know where to start, and then you end up not doing anything, that happens. It's happened to me. Hello. Okay. But if you go back to the 2020 Focus group, you can just say, okay, what do I need to do? Let me just knock one thing off the list. What I personally like to do is I just like writing things. So I write down what I need to be doing. Even if it's the same thing that's written in the 2020 Focus group, I rewrite it so it's ingrained in my brain. Okay. And that is such an important thing to get clarity on what you need. I love that. Alexis, leave your excuses at the door. Okay, Brielle, I'm coming to you, sister. Share a tip for a newbie and share a little bit about your story.
Hey y'all, I joined this business it was like 2.5 years ago, March of 2018, I guess. And I joined right before I was graduating college. I would say college is a scam. I graduated college legit thinking I was gonna come out, be this top PR corporate executive. It was a lie. It was a whole lie. My graduation day, I was scared as heck because I didn't know. But the great thing is, like, I had this business, and it's been such an up and down journey with me. But this tip, it means a lot to me because the month of July was an extremely hard month for me. Where my life literally went through a lot of transitions. And one thing I can say, I don't know if y'all believe in God, but make him your number one priority. Because if you, like, before I hit that door, before I do anything in this business, I pray and I get on that prayer Zoom every single morning. every single morning. And like Kayla said, Kelsey is so lit in the morning. Like she wake up at 8 a.m. and just so lit. I'm just like, it's amazing. But what I can say is literally putting Christ first before you do anything. It will take you wonders, because if y'all don't like know, like I work in politics full time. I don't have time, but I make time. Like I make time, like in between anything that I do. If I'm with a candidate, I'm making time, because I know that when November hits, I'm out of work again. So I want to be able to travel. Like I want to be able to do that stuff. So you make time, you put God first. I promise y'all he would get y'all through anything, because he literally put me through some stuff in the month of July. So you put him first, everything will be okay. And get on that prayer zone.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Kelsey's lit. Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, I love you. That's so true. There's no words that could be spoken that are truer than that put God first, and he will literally get you through anything. And it's the whole truth. It's the whole truth. I think that's a really, really good one to end on. We have so many more people. I wish I could have gotten to every single person. That's amazing that could share a tip. But I hope you guys got something from this. I know that I learned. I feel like I need to be reminded of so many things that I heard tonight. And I want you guys to realize that you are constantly going to be a student in this business. You are constantly going to be learning. You're going to be learning from people that you enroll. You're going to be learning from things that you didn't know. That it's okay. We're all students, and it's literally the most amazing journey and the most amazing process when you stay plugged in to this amazing community of people who really just want to see you win. That's what we want to do. And so even if I don't know you personally, if I didn't enroll you, you can still feel free to reach out to me and ask me questions, because my goal is to see as many people as possible on this team win. And I truly care about you being successful. That is so important that you guys understand that, because it is not just about me being successful or Tay being successful or Gabby or any of the amazing people you heard speak tonight. It's not about just them being successful. We're better together. And when we can all be successful together and work together and be in unity, that's why we have so many work Zooms and so many Zooms where we pour into you guys, is because we want you to win. Okay. So don't be afraid to ask the questions. Okay. The only dumb question is the question you don't ask. So I'm going to close this out in prayer. And then I will send you guys on your way, hopefully to bed. Some of you live in Hawaii. You're probably going to go eat or something. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you so much for just this time that we had together tonight. Thank you for the community of amazing people that you've handpicked to be right here, right now, for such a time as this. We know that you don't make any mistakes, and you rule over everything. And where we are is where we're meant to be. Please, Lord, help us just find security in that. Help us find just such peace in that, and knowing that we are right where we need to be. And if we weren't, you would move us. But right now you're calling us not to ask, where do we need to be or what do we need to be doing? But all you're asking is that we trust you. And Lord, so help us to surrender it to you. Help us to give our business to you, to give our lives to you, just so that we can lay it at your feet and realize that you have power over everything. Lord, direct us in what steps you do want us to take. And I ask for increase and abundance in all of our businesses and all of our character and all of the wisdom that you give us. Thank you, Lord, for helping us prioritize our business, for every single person who's listening to this right now, that they took the time to be on this Zoom because they cared about their future. They cared about the destiny that you have for them. And we're so grateful for every single person that's on here. Lord, I hope you remind each person how loved they are, how cared for they are, and that they matter. They matter to this team. They matter to you. And that they're a part of something that's so much bigger than themselves. We love you so much, Jesus. We're so grateful for what you've done, but we're even more excited for what you're going to do in our lives. We're looking forward to watching your works unfold, and we can't wait to give you the glory when all of it happens. We ask all of this in your name. Amen. I love you guys. Go kill it. Bye.